Hi friends, have you ever heard the old Chinese proverb of the farmer and his son? Well, I'm going to share that with you today. Hi, I'm Gina. Here at Hope and Cope, we talk about how to have our best life in spite of painful and sometimes even tragic events and situations in life. Today's topic is about not judging our situations that we're in prematurely. So I'm going to tell you the story of the Chinese proverb, and at the end I'll share a hopeful observation of my own. So the proverb goes something like this. Many years ago, there was a very poor farmer, and he and his son farmed a plot of land, and all they had to help them with their work was a horse, a beloved horse. And one day the horse ran away. And so the other poor farmers came running over and they said, "Oh no, you've lost your only horse, your only source of income. How tragic, how awful." And he was like, "Well, maybe it's awful, maybe it's not." Then a few days later, the horse came back, and it came back with other horses. And so all the nearby neighbors and farmers came running over, and they're like, "This is so amazing. Your horse has returned and you have other horses with it. Wow, this is amazing. You're so lucky." And he was like, "Well, maybe that's true, maybe it's not." And so a couple days later, his son is out there trying to break one of the wild horses, and he gets thrown and he falls to the ground and breaks his leg. And the neighbors rush over and they're like, "Oh no, this is terrible. Your only son has broken his leg. This is tragic." And the farmer says, "Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's a tragedy. Maybe it's not a tragedy." And then a few days later, the National Army in this country come marching through, and they take all the young, healthy men from this whole village. They all get rounded up for war, except this man's son, because he had a broken leg. And all of the neighbors come by and they say, "This was amazing. Your son didn't have to go to war. You're so blessed. This is amazing." And he's like, "Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't." The meaning of the story is sometimes we rush in and we decide if something's a tragedy or if something's a blessing or if this is good luck and this is bad luck. And what we don't leave room for is all the things that we cannot begin to guess are going to happen in the future. And so sometimes things happen, and you know how this works. We say, "Well, I was just so mad that I was late for work today, but then did you see that big wreck on the expressway? I was able to miss that because I was late for work." And so just different things happen that show us that we can't too quickly judge a situation. Somebody loses a job and they just think it's the worst thing that's ever happened to them, and they're so in despair. But then they get a better job, or they start their own business, and it was just life-changing for them. And so I'm just trying to encourage you not to judge a situation too soon, to just leave room for something amazing to come from even hardships. In one of my recent videos, I shared 3 things that I always turn to when things are really hard for me. One is that God loves me, that God is for me, and that God will never leave me. And I just wanted to share with you that for these 3 very good reasons, try not to despair when life is really hard. When something happens, when the horse runs away or the son breaks a leg, try not to despair, because God loves you. He's for you, and He will never leave you. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Just like every video I put out, I want it to bring value to you. Just like my description box, if you want to go check it out. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and share it with a friend. Look for content twice a week that I'm putting out, and I love you. I'm praying for you, and God bless.